So let's be on your back and have a strap handy. We'll start with our good old-fashioned leg stretching. But before we get there, let's just lay down for a little bit. And you could have the legs bent or straight, or you could be like in a aligned position or just kind of floppy. Just whatever, however you landed is totally fine. And take a second just to check in with yourself. Just notice how your body feels. Notice how your breath feels. And just notice without trying to change anything, just the state of your mind. Does it seem like it's a calm mind or agitated, or is it kind of dull and sluggish? Let's just make an overall guess as to where you are. And then let's come back again to the breath. First, just notice the rise and fall that happens every time you breathe. And then the next few rounds of exhale. As the exhale comes, see if you can very gradually contract through all sides of the waist, just like a support system around the whole core of the body. And then when the inhale happens, let it be a gradual release of that. So the exhale is a gradual firming in. Think of the musculature around, just giving you a little bit of a hug. And then on the inhale, it's a gradual letting go of that. So we'll come back to that concept periodically. Just for now, let it go. And let's take the strap over the right foot, send the right leg up. And you can decide here if it feels better for you to keep the left knee bent, which might be the case either if you have a really tight hamstrings or a tight lower back. Otherwise, you can have the left leg long. You can try them both and just see what you like. And then let's take a second here, just yogi's choice, stillness or movement in the right leg. You could do some circles, you could bend and straighten the knee. You could move a little bit through the ankle. So just take a minute or so of whatever you feel that you need here on the right side. And then we'll do some collective things all together. So whatever movement you've been doing, let that settle down. And let's take just a very small bend in the right knee. And think about the right hip crease, the front of the thigh. Can you move that part of the leg down, away from your head? And then as you straighten the leg, think of pushing the foot, the sole of the foot, into your strap. Yeah, so the foot presses into the strap. And then in your mind's eye, just imagine here the thigh bone. And press the ball deeper down into the socket. So the foot is pressing into the strap, the ball is pressing into the socket. And as a result, we're just creating some length through the whole back line of the leg. Yeah, stay here, take a breath in. And on the exhale, find that little contraction through the abdomen as you continue to press the foot up and press the thigh bone down. That's it. And then on the inhale, you'll gradually let it go. Let's put both pieces of the strap now into the right hand. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, again, find that firmness through the abdomen and keep that for a moment as we take the leg out to the right side. You can prop up on the right elbow if you like. If your left knee is bent, you could let the left knee drop out to the left side. Now, of course, here we need to breathe. So when you inhale, let it happen and you'll release a little bit of the contraction, but still keep it somewhat so that you maintain the support here. Now, just like we did when the foot was straight up, can you press the sole of the foot outward into your strap? Let's take another breath in. On the exhale, find the contraction through the belly, and then we'll take the leg back up to the center. If your left knee is bent here, go ahead and lengthen it long on the floor. And let's move both pieces of the strap now into the left hand. And we'll take the leg over the midline, over to the left side, but not too far, just a little bit. Just like we did earlier, bend the right knee very slightly and send the hip crease down away from your head. See if you can maintain that as you press the sole of the foot out into your strap. And now on this diagonal, think of pressing the ball down into the socket. Yeah, yogis. All right. Now, extra little bonus here. On the right foot, sometimes it has a tendency to turn, so the inner foot will kind of fall in. Can you press the inner edge of the foot outward into the strap? Spread out a little through the toes. And just the tiniest amount, try to draw the pinky toe towards your face. Yeah. All right. And then we'll do one more spot. Let's back off a little. Tiny bend in the right knee, and now take the leg over further. And again, you can do a little or a lot. It's kind of up to you. And one more time here. Let's move the right hip crease down away from your head. Press the foot into the strap as we lengthen the leg. And then at the thigh bone, try to draw the other direction. And for this bit, the hip is a little off the floor. Yeah. Now, one more thing to pay attention to. Just bring your attention out of the left leg, the one on the floor, and try to draw the left thigh bone. Think of plugging the ball into the socket here, and you might feel a little shift in the pelvis when you do that. Yeah. All right, let's come back up to the center. And then we'll release the right leg down for a second. Let's just compare the two sides before we swap. Yeah, it might feel longer. It might feel closer to the floor. And you might notice a difference not just in the legs, but all the way up, maybe into the arms, the shoulders, the upper body. Yeah, so let's try the second side here. Strap up through the left foot. And for the beginning part, you can do right leg bent or straight, whatever is most comfortable. And take a minute or so of yogi's choice, movement, stillness, circles, bend and straighten, whatever feels good here on the left leg. You might notice, for me, my right one is tighter, so this left one is nice and easy. For many of us, the tight side is the whatever one you're currently on. Alrighty, friends. So let's pause here. Take just a little bend in the left knee and move the hip crease down away from your head. And as we straighten the leg, press the sole of the foot up into the strap. Your hands will kind of meet that. And then on the other end of the leg, plug the ball down into the socket. So the foot is pressing up, the thigh bone is pressing down. That's it, lengthening the whole back line of the leg. And then let's find our breath work with the abdominal contraction. Take a breath in. And then slowly on the exhale, hug in through all sides of the waist. We'll do that again. On the inhale, you let it go. And then on the exhale, let's find it again. Move the straps into the left hand. Keep some tone through the belly as we take the leg out to the side. And if your right knee is bent, you can take the right knee to the other side. That's it. And then maintain a little bit of that tone here. So don't let it go completely, but you will have to let it go a little bit in order to breathe. Press the sole of the foot outward into the strap and plug the ball into the socket in the thigh. Let's take another breath in. On the exhale, create the tone through the belly. We return to center. Right leg will go straight, long on the floor for this part. And let's put the strap in the other hand, in the right hand, and just take the leg a little bit over the midline for the first round, not too far. Little slight bend in the knee. Press the hip crease down, away from your head. And then slowly press the foot into the strap and the ball into the socket here, lengthening the leg out on the diagonal. Stay here. Notice the foot, and can you press the inner foot into the strap? And then on the pinky, can you just a little tiny bit try to pull the pinky toe towards your face? Oh, yeah. And then let's back off a little bit. Rebend the left knee a little bit and take it further over to the right. And how far you go is your choice. A-okay for the hip to leave the floor here, but also okay not to if you want to do less. Now again, we'll press the sole of the foot into the strap and draw the thigh bone the other direction so we lengthen both sides of the leg. Yeah, both ends of the leg. Pay attention for a second to the bottom one, the right one. And can you plug the ball into the socket or try to draw the right hip towards your head? Good. Alrighty, friends, let's return to center here. And then we'll take the strap away. Release the leg long. Just check it out again. Notice how you've landed now after the two sides have been attended to. Now let's let the knees bend. And then bring the knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a little squeeze. Take a little rock, a little side to side perhaps. And if it feels good to move, like stir around a little bit like a circle, you can do that. And if you did it, go the other way. Yeah. So from here, when you're ready, we'll turn over and meet in the all fours position. You can get there as you like. And we'll be there for a bit. Feel free to put padding under the knees if you need extra squish. And once you arrive, we'll just at first start to move the spine. And this can be anything at all. I usually like some side bends and circles. You could do that. You could do cat-cow. A-okay to bend and straighten the elbows. Start to move around a little bit in any way that feels interesting or worthwhile. And then let's pause here, go a little bit wider apart in the knees just for a second. And we'll bring the hips back towards the heels. And if you don't go all the way back, that's fine. Give the mat a slight push down and forward with the hands. And if it feels good to take a little side to side kind of a shift back and forth, you could add that in. That's it. And then let's pause here and just for a second, go onto your fingertips, spider fingers. Give the mat a little squeeze, little scrunch action. Yes, friends, we'll set the hands down. Reset yourself. We'll return to all fours. And then let's take the right leg back with the toes tucked under. Give yourself just a gentle push-pull kind of back and forth. Stretch out the back of the calf, the ankle, back of the knee. Yeah. And then let's pause there with the leg stretched back. Take the left arm forward onto your fingertips. And then press down firmly into the right hand so you stay lifted. Can you lift up a little through the belly? Now in a second, we'll lift the right leg. And if you feel balanced to also lift the left arm, you can. If not, just do the leg only. And let's turn the thumb up towards the ceiling if the arm is up. And then very, very slowly, we'll set them down and see if you can land the fingers and the toes at the same time. Sounds easy enough, but the arm and leg are different lengths. So let's do that a few times. We can inhale on the way up and exhale on the way down. Let's do 1.5 more times. So one full one up and down. Good. And then the next time we're in the up position, we'll stay. Yeah. Now we'll inhale. We are on the next exhale. pull yourself in. Bend the elbow, round the back, and then on the inhale, re-lengthen the limbs. And again, you could just be doing the leg here if arm and leg together is too much. Take a couple more times. That's it. Next time the limbs are long, we'll stay. Release the knee, release the hand. Back to child's pose we go. And let's take another round of spider fingers here on both hands. Perching up onto the fingertips. Give the mat a little squeezy action, which will help relieve the wrists. And then let's set the elbows down. Flip the palms to face up. And just curl the fingers in and out a couple of times. You can bend at the wrist to give the wrist a little stretch the other direction. Okay, friends, let's sit up for a second side. So we'll reset ourselves back to all fours. Left leg reaches back, toes tuck, and then give yourself a little bit of movement. That's it. And then we'll pause. Take the right arm forward onto your fingertips. And before we go anywhere, press down firmly through the left hand, lift up through the belly. And then if arm and leg are coming together, up we come. If not, just do the leg. And on the next exhale, we lower down, try to tap. At the same time, it's slow. And a few more of those. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. One more time, up and down. Good. And then the next time from the up position, on the exhale, we'll curl it in. Inhale, re-lengthen. And take that one just a few more times. Nice job. Next time the limbs are long, we'll stay. Release the hand, release the knee. Let's take child's pose, and if you can do it, have the toes tucked under on both feet. Scooch back a little through the knees. Press down and forward with your hands. Yeah, and if you'd like to give yourself a little wobble, you can. If you want to take either spider fingers or the other thing where the palms turn up, you can do that if you need. All right. And then let's undo the toes. Just give them a little shake. And we'll come down onto the belly. Take a second just to readjust. And for the moment, let's be hands folded, rest the forehead on the hands. Just to kind of rest the upper body. And then the right leg, let's lift it up. Pull it back and try to roll the inner thigh towards the ceiling. So making a little internal rotation. And then down again, and do that again on the left side. So lift, we pull back, internal rotation just a little bit, and then down comes the leg. Yeah. So from here, remember we did this laying on your back. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, create tone through all sides of the waist. All sides of the waist narrow in, the low belly lifts a little bit. And then on the inhale, just gradually let it go. So do that a few times. For the moment, it's just breath work and a little lift through the abdomen. And then we're going to add on. So as the exhale happens, repeat that in the abdomen, and now also hover the legs, and they're not going to go high, just barely off the floor. The inhale will set them back down. And let's do that 2 more times on the exhales. Great. Now the next time we're in the lifted position, we'll stay. Just breathe as you need to. Lift the head a little, slide the hands a bit forward and the elbows in. And now from here, you'll lose some of that lift in the belly. That's okay. Press down through the forearms and try to pull the arms back as you draw the rib cage forward. Come forward to come up, lengthening into this sort of Shalabhasana variation. Nice work, everybody. Length over lift for these. And then let's come all the way down. Rest the forehead, bend the knees. Give the legs a little swish, a little side to side. Yeah, but you can put the feet up in the air and just wave them around like you just don't care. And then from here, friends, let's set the feet down. We'll come into down dog. And don't worry too much about precision or alignment here. Just do what feels good in terms of stretching out the legs. And then we'll refine it in a second. So just take a little bit of time if you want to wiggle, pedal around, whatever feels good. Go ahead and take it. Yeah. And then from here, let's take your feet a little wider than you normally would. Bend the knees just a bit, and with the knees bent, press the fingers down into the mat and forward, like you're trying to stretch the mat by making it longer. Send the hips back, back, back away from the hands. Excellent. And then very slowly here, the top of the thighs press wide and start to go straighter in the legs, but be mindful of what's going on in the spine. And as soon as you start to come forward or round the back, then stop there, even though the legs likely won't go all the way straight. Yeah. For some of us, they'll go straight, no problem. All right. And then from here, let's everybody bend the knees again. Walk the hands back, going towards the feet. And just prop up for a second with the forearms on the thighs. We'll hang out in this position. You can circle the wrists if you want, wiggle the fingers. And then we'll take a few twists here. Let's turn to the right, open up the arm, and circle out the wrist again. Great, down we come. Other side, we turn, we lift, circle. Yeah, that's it. Down we come. Press into the heels on your feet and use the inhale to rise. And exhale, just set the arms down. Nice work. Let's redo your feet so the feet are just right underneath you. And take a little hula hoop asana. You can soften the knees slightly and let there be extra movement going on in the feet and the ankles here. Yeah. Gorgeous. Go the other direction. Good. And then let's actually do a little bit of kind of some foot strengthening. So we'll maintain this position, feet right underneath the hips or kind of right underneath the lungs. Sometimes is a nice way to think of it. You'll bend the knees a little bit and then shift forward, lift the heels off the floor and hug the ankles in. We want to be more over the big toe and less over the pinky toe. Yes, slowly go straighter in the legs. Continue to hug in through the ankles. And then we come back down. So we'll do that a few times more and we'll actually go a little quicker, which is easier. So we bend, we lift, we straighten, and we go down. And we bend, we lift, we straighten, and we're down. Last one. Nice job, guys. Bend and lift and straighten and down. Just take a second. I know it's a lot of work in the calves. Don't worry, we'll stretch them out later. Let's go the opposite direction. We'll do one round really slow, and then we'll speed it up a little. So come all the way up. Hug in through the ankles. In. Bend the knees. Bring the hips back. And then slowly set the heels back down. And then we straighten. Yeah? So let's go again. Up, bend, down, and straight. Up, bend, down, and straight. Just one more. Up, bend, down, and straight. And then just shake out the feet a little bit. Yeah. Oh, so good to strengthen those feet, you guys. We'll do a calf stretch next. So come to the back of the mat. Root down through the feet. Inhale, we grow tall. And exhale, we fold. Uttanasana. You can bend the knees here as much as you need to. Take a halfway lift. Lower yourself down. Let's walk the hands forward until we get to plank pose. We won't stay too long, just for a second. Put the knees down if you need to. Broaden the collarbones. Lift up through the belly. Yeah, no, that's a nice looking plank you got here. All right, guys, let's put the knees down. All the way to the belly, down we come. Keep the hands this time where they are, kind of by the side, lower ribs. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the upper back is engaged. Yeah, feet are down. And then without moving your hands, try to pull it back towards the back of the mat. Pull the chest forward. We lengthen to lift. And then lower it down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, we lengthen to lift. Exhale it down. Last time, we lengthen to lift. Stay here. Let's go through the knees, toes tuck under. Back to child's pose, just for a quickie. Have the toes tucked under here. Yeah. And then to get out, let's lift the hips a little higher. Lift the knees off the floor, keep them bent. Like we did before. Press the mat down and forward with the hands so the hips shift back Keep the hips back, let the legs start to lengthen. Okay, and then from here, bring the feet about an inch or two forward and closer together, closer to the midline. Press the right heel towards the floor and bend the left knee. Oh yeah, juicy calf stretch. If you want to add on, you can take a little side to side shift, like right left shift. That's it. Changing sides, bend the right knee, sink the left heel down. It may or may not actually touch the floor. And then side, oh, this side, side to side we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then let's pause. Separate your feet, bend the knees, walk the hands back. We'll get out of it this way again. Forearms to thighs, circle out the wrists. And then let's press down a little more into the heels. Use the inhale to grow tall. And exhale to bring the arms down. Nice work, you guys. All right, let's come to the front of the mat. And we'll do a few poses in a row as a little sequence. You will likely want blocks for this, so let's set them up at the front. Just one on each side. Yeah. Okie dokie. And your choice at this point, if you want to have feet together in mountain pose, you can. For me, it always feels more comfortable, feet a little apart. So your call. All right. From your mountain pose, let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, down we go. Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway up, we come lengthen. And now on the way down, reach the right leg back. We'll set up for a lunge. Toes tuck under and the knees off the floor. Yeah, great. Now, let's pay attention to the back thigh. And just for a second, let it kind of droop, be a little lazy. Yeah, that's not where we want to be, but just to feel. And now make it active. Lift. Great. Keep the lift. Draw back through the pelvis, forward through the chest. And without moving your hands, try to pull the blocks towards the back of the mat so that you create a little more length. Gorgeous work. From here, yogis, if you can maintain the length of the spine without rounding the back, try taking the arms back. If that's no good, just keep the hands down. Yes. If that's still feeling fun, take the arms down and then forward out on the diagonal. And if that's not going to work, just stay back or keep them down. Nice job, guys. We won't be here for too long. Let's come down, hands release. Bend the back knee for a second, but not all the way to the floor. And go straighter in the front leg. And just take the hips, little tail whack, right, left shift. Yeah. And now we'll transition into another pose. Let's pause. Rebend the front knee, straighten out the back leg. Turn the right heel to the floor. And then come up to warrior two. I'm going to have my back to you for a second. Have a peek at the front knee, and we don't want it to be turned in, so make a little adjustment. Inner groin to inner knee lengthens outward. Yeah, so here we are, palms down, and then we'll take some dynamic movement. Turn the palms up. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms. Exhale, the palms go down again, rebend. Yeah, let's take twice more. We'll pause the next time the arms are out wide, front knee is bent. Turn your gaze to look over the left fingers, but keep your awareness in the right fingers and lengthen long through the right fingers. Yes, yogis, let's look down at the floor. Windmill the arms down. Turn the back heel up. Back knee comes down. If you need a blanket or extra padding, take it. And then just on your own pace, your own pattern, back and forth we go to bend and straighten the front leg. Yeah. Any version of this, you could hold, if you don't want to do the back and forth, you can just hold the position. Good. All right. And then we'll make a little adjustment here. Let's pause. Next time you come forward, the front knee's bent. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. So here we are again in the lunge. Lift the back thigh, move the chest forward. To get out of this, let's go to plank and we'll stay. So move the blocks. If you need to put the knees down for plank, that's fine. Or just do all fours instead, that's fine. Can you broaden the collarbones? Can you lift up through the belly? That's it. And then those of you with straight legs, take a tiny bend in the knees. If you have straight arms, take a tiny bend in the elbows and turn the tips of the elbows back towards the knees. Yes. And that makes plank way more horrible, doesn't it? Yeah, you guys. All right, let's take a little rest. Put the knees down. Go back to child's pose. You can rest the hands either on the forehead stacks on the hands, or you can take a block. If it feels good to roll the head a little bit, you can do that. Okay. So we've got some work to do on the second side. Let's head back into downward facing dog. Again, with the knees bent, try to lengthen, bring the hips back first, and then straighten the legs. Yeah, Sarah, nice looking down dog you got there. To get out of this, let's come forward, feet to the hands. Bend the knees a little bit. Press into your heels. Use the inhale to rise. And exhale to bring the arms down. Okie dokie. Side two. So come to the front of the mat. Feet can touch or you can maintain some space. Press down again through the heels. Inhale, we grow tall. Exhale, we fold Uttanasana. Inhale is a half lift. Exhale, down we step, left leg back, hands probably on the blocks, maybe on the floor. And take a second just to get there. Make sure the front shin is straight up and down. And on the back thigh, just for a second, let it be kind of lazy droopy. That's it. And then opposite, press up through the thigh, activate the leg. Draw the pelvis back, the chest forward, and without moving your arms, try to pull the blocks back towards the back of the mat. Yes, friends. Now you choose. If this is where you want to stay, great. If you can take the arms back without rounding the spine, do. I'm just going to show the rounded state. We don't want to be there. We want to be in this lengthened position. And if you can maintain that with the arms forward, let that happen. Out on the diagonal. Yes, you can. All right. Set the hands down again. Bend the back knee, straighten out the front leg. Just take a little tail wag for a second. Good. Okay, and then let's rebend the front knee, lengthen the back leg. Back heel turns down to the floor. Take a second to adjust. And then up we come into warrior two pose. So you'll face here the left side of the room. Take a little peek though at the right knee. We don't want it to be angling in. You can make a little adjustment if that's happening. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so here we go. Turn the palms up. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms. Exhale, we bend, going back to warrior two. Take that a few more times. Yes, friends. And then let's pause the next time we're in warrior two. Take your time if you're still getting there. Turn your gaze to look at the right finger, but put your brain on the left fingers and lengthen long. Yes. Look down at the floor, windmill the arms down. Back heel turns up, back knee lowers down. And then take whatever you need here to stretch out the right leg back and forth, side to side, back and hold, whatever you want. Good. I didn't do this on the first side. Let's do it here. We'll pause with the front leg straight and bring the arms back slightly. And then if you feel like you're really rounded in the back, go higher on the blocks or go onto your fingertips. Can you draw back through the tailbone, forward through the chest? Yeah. Oh, how exciting is that? Yeah. Okay, guys. And then we'll get out of this. Rebend the front knee. Readjust the blocks so they're in the same line as the foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, lift the back thigh. Active leg lunge. And then this time we'll skip plank and go straight to down dog. So you can stay on blocks if you want. I'm going to get rid of mine. And then down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. At this point, it might start to be feeling like a resting pose, maybe for some of us, maybe not.
Yeah.
And then let's actually take a rest on the belly. So forward and down we come. When I first started yoga, I always thought that's like the craziest thing to say, but they're like, just rest and down dog. Are you crazy? But then, after a while, maybe that's the case. Now, like we did a little bit ago, can you do that lengthen back with the internal rotation, one leg at a time? Yeah. All right. And then we'll stay here, we'll bend the right knee, and if you can, reach back and grab the ankle. If that's too much, you could just have the foot up there without holding, or you could use a strap, or you could roll onto your side. Yeah. Now let's stay here. You can keep the forehead just resting down. And remember that breath work we did earlier in class? Take a breath, just an easy inhale. And a slow exhale, can you contract through the abdomen as we exhale? And that might give you a little more stretch in the quad. Then on the inhale, you'll gradually let it go. And take one or two more breaths like that. Alrighty. And then from here, friends, let's release. Stay on the belly, just create a little wiggle, little wobble. And then we'll do second side. So bend up the left knee, find the foot or the ankle there. Yeah. And then let's reset that breath work. So the inhale is just passive. And then the exhale, we gradually contract. Oh, yes. And then on the inhale, we gradually let it go. Take the breath pattern one or two more times here. How we breathe and where we breathe can affect what's going on elsewhere in the body, yeah? Okay. And then when we're done, let's let that go. And then just take a little wiggle, a little wobble back and forth on the belly. Just a little wiggle there, yeah. When you're ready, we'll head back into our downward facing dog pose. And then from the down dog, let's repeat that calf stretch we did earlier. So the feet come a tiny bit forward and also closer to the midline. Press the right heel towards the floor and bend the left knee. Yeah. If you want to add in a little wiggle or a side to side, optional. And that's it. And then change sides, bend the right knee, press the left heel downward, add a little wiggle if you wish. Okay. And then let's reset and either bring the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet or a little of both. Slight bend in the knees. Press into your heels and use the inhale to grow tall. And the exhale to bring the arms down. Nice job, guys. Just let's hula hoop it out. Because we can, why not? Yeah. Okay, friends, other way we go. And next we'll take Warrior One, variation of Parshvottanasana with a few add-ons. So let's set up at the front with the blocks accessible. And then hands will be on the hips to start. Reach the right leg back with the heel planted down on the floor, both legs straight at first. And then really plant the back heel down. Imagine you could grow a spike through the heel and send it deep into the earth. And feel how that creates a little lift through the whole leg. Let's add on to that lift. Think of the whole front of the body lifting up. Let's lift the left arm, lift the right arm too. And then as you're lifting up, the front knee bends and we start to go down, but lift up as you're going down. Yeah. Good. Now, if anybody's getting a little pinch in the lower back, you can hinge a bit forward if you need. But if you're not getting that, try to stay straight up. That's it. Inhale. On the exhale, can you find that contraction through the abdomen? Yeah. Good. And then just let that go. But every exhale, find it a little bit. And then without dropping the arms, can you relax a little through the shoulders? That's different from pushing them down, yeah? So just relax a little through the shoulders. Keep the front knee bent. Let's hinge forward and then down, landing the hands probably on the block. Some of you may be on the floor. And then very slowly now we'll press the left heel down and forward. And as we do, draw the left hip back, the leg will go straighter. Yeah, let's add the breath here. So inhale, we'll rebend. And then on the exhale, we'll lengthen. Good. Take that one more time. And then we'll stay in the lengthened position and add a little movement in the spine. So now on the inhale, can you draw the tailbone back and the chest forward, lengthening the front of the spine? On the exhale, find that contraction through the abdomen, and then some of you will fold over, and some of you will just back off a little bit, just depending on what's working in your body today. So every inhale, we create a little length, and every exhale, we either fold deeper or just back off slightly. Yeah. Let's take that one more time. And then the next time we go down, we'll just maintain that down position for an extra breath or two. Now, those of you who folded over, come up just a little bit to make this next adjustment. Scooch the left foot over a little to the right, like heel toe it just a bit. And then if it's possible to take the blocks outside of the left foot, do that. If that's not a great idea, just come, you can take them slightly to the left, but not all the way. Yeah, I would, don't go back where you were. Put the, yeah. And maybe go like an inch or two to the left, but not all the way to the outside. Yeah, that looks good. And then go straighter in the front leg. Yeah, go take the blocks on the highest height. That's it. Go into your fingertips. I'll do that too. And then draw this is, not everyone has to go higher, but this next one for everybody. Move the pelvis back, move the chest forward. Oh yeah, and then on the left foot, press down a little more through the inside edge of the foot. Oh yeah. Sarah, it's smoking there, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. And then Bill, can you move the chest forward again? Oh yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay, guys, back off a little. Reset the arms. Scoogee the left foot a little wider again. And then bend the left knee. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, we rise. And exhale. The arms down. Are you stuck? Let's, before we do the second side, just take a little walk. Okay. Oh, is everything still intact?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let's get back to your spot. All right, hands to the hips. Second side, now you at least know what we're doing. Step the left leg back, heel to the floor. And like we did on the last round, really spike the heel down, like it could grow roots. Yeah. And then up come the arms. Lift up through the whole front of the body. And as you bend the front knee, will start to go down, but think of going up as you go down. Yes, stay here. And without dropping the arms, relax a little through the inner shoulders, make the neck a little longer, a little more spacious. You got it, friends. We'll keep the front knee bent at first. Hinge forward to come down, landing the hands. Yeah. And then let's inhale here. On the exhale, go straighter in the front leg. Push the heel down and forward and draw the hip back. And then on the inhale, we'll rebend. So take that a couple more times. And then let's pause the next time the front leg is your version of straight, which might be a little bit bent. Absolutely fine if that's where you need to be. On the next inhale, draw the tailbone back and almost try to lift it a little as you move the chest forward. And then on the exhale, let's find that abdominal contraction. Either back off a little bit or let yourself fold over. So every inhale, we lengthen. And then every exhale, maybe we fold or maybe you just back off a little Let's take that one more time, and then you'll maintain whatever position you end up in. That's it. All right, now those of you who folded over, come up a little bit. Let's scooch the right foot slightly left, just a little bit. And then if possible, walk the arms to the right, and some of you will go outside of the right foot, some of you won't, and you'll just go a little bit, yeah? And you might have to go higher up in the blocks. Yes, good. And then Bill, actually do this. Make a little block tower so that you can go up a little higher. Yeah, that's good. And then everybody, can you move the tailbone back? Can you move the chest forward? We're trying to take the rounding out of the back. Yeah, you got it. And then on the front foot, press down a little more through the inside of the foot, the ball of the big toe, the inner heel. Yeah, yogis. Remember when we were laying on the back and we had the strap and we crossed the leg over? Very similar to this position. One more time, move the pelvis back, move the chest forward. Try to take the spine that's in between the shoulder blades, let that kind of sink into the back. Yeah, all right. Let's reset the arms. Walk the right foot again just a little wider. Bend the front knee, step the back leg forward. Inhale, we grow tall. Oh, exhale, the arms down. Do we need another little walk? Yeah, just take a little walk. Okay, yeah. Now, some of us with tighter hamstrings, let me just show, inadvertently end up a little bit here as opposed to here. No, I mean, it happens. So just to undo some of that, let's take a kind of wide stance, feet about as wide as the mat, maybe a little in from that. Take the arms up, inhale. As we exhale, we'll bend the knees, bend the elbows, engage the upper back, and try to lift the chest. Yeah, and then on the inhale, we rise again. On the exhale, let's do that a few times. Yes. And every time we come into this down position, really think of engaging the upper back as the chest lifts. Good. And then one more time here. Yeah. Excellent. And then let's release the arms, and then just do a little wiggle, shake it out. Oh, all right. So let's come back down to lay on the floor, and we'll do a supported fish pose, which will also counter that rounded position. So I'm going to say there's a number of different versions of this. Take the one you like. I'll show the most basic is one block going across, and then a second block higher up, whatever height you want for your head. Some of you prefer the vertical block, that's fine too. Come on down. Yeah. And we want this to be like a restful position. So if that's not the case for you and you know how to adjust, or tell me and I'll tell you how to adjust. Yeah, you might need to wiggle a little to get the shoulder blades tucked under in your back. And just take a load off, take a second. Legs can be bent or straight, your call. However you've ended up, see if you can relax through the throat, front of the throat, sides of the neck. Yeah. And then from here, let's stay resting in the spine and the upper body. And let the arms come off the floor, but in a really lazy way. So the elbows are bent, the wrists are bent. And then we'll take Sea Monster Asana, which is just a movement of the arms. Anyway, let's go kind of big and kind of slow, but the direction is up to you. Loch Ness Monster Asana. Yeah. And then let's take this, bring the arms just right in front of the chest, and angle up in the direction of your head, but not all the way. It's just a few degrees. Let's inhale, and then as you exhale, you'll bend the elbows and let the elbows kind of come down next to the side body. So do that a few times. Inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, we bend and pull down. And you'll feel some movement going on in the shoulder blades. Just let that happen. All right, yogis. And then let's just let the arms rest wherever they want to rest. Palms up, palms down, on the belly, on the floor. Yeah, whatever you like. And then in a second here, we'll come off the blocks and just lay down on your back. So when you're ready to make that transition, go ahead and do. I'm going to turn out a few of the lights in this room, so bear with me. And let's have the knees bent. And cross the right ankle over the left thigh, making the figure four position. And if this is enough, you just stay. If you'd like to pick up the left leg and bring it in, you can hold on either behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Take a little side to side, just a small little rock, right and left. Yeah. And then if you're taking the side to side, let's pause next time you're slightly left, but not all the way. Can you untuck the pelvis? Try to bring the tailbone more towards the floor so the lumbar spine comes away from the floor. Yeah, yogis. Press outward through the right heel, like you are trying to stamp the wall with your heel. Good. All right, and then let's undo. And we'll redo, other side. Left one comes up, and we can hold on here behind the thigh or in front of the shin. And at first, just take a little movement, a little side to side. Oh, this one's tighter for me. Yikes. And now the next time we go a little bit to the right, but not all the way to the right, pause. Untuck the pelvis, move the tailbone towards the floor, let the lumbar spine drop into the body, away from the floor. And then stamp the left heel on the imaginary wall next to you. Good. Okay, let's undo. Put the 2 feet down. And now for this one, we'll take the right foot and put it so the foot goes in between the left foot and the left buttock, and the right knee turns out and goes towards the floor. For most of us, it won't touch the floor. But if the hovering bothers you, you could put a block or a folded blanket under the right thigh. If the hovering feels fine, then that's okay. Let's pick up the left leg and bring the left leg in towards your chest. And even though that's the left leg is the one that we're holding on to, I'm expecting you'll probably feel this more on the right side. Yeah. Okay, so let's undo. Left foot on the floor, undo the right, back to center. Before we switch, just take the hands on the thighs for a second and press. Hands into the legs. And that's it. And then we'll back it off. Scoop the left foot underneath, in between the right foot and the right buttock. And then if you need the prop, take it. Right leg comes in, you'll hold on with your arms. This side's different for sure, at least for me. Okay. Let's put the right one down. Undo the left one, and one more time, let's take the press. Just hands press straight ahead into the thighs. Let's do this a few times so you can release the pressure and then add it on again. And then we'll release. And last time, press. Good. Alrighty, friends. So this time as we release, we'll head into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Yay. If you want extra support, you could roll or fold up a blanket behind the thighs or behind the head or both. And important for Shavasana that you feel comfortable. So that might mean that instead of laying on your back, you pick a different position. However you've landed up here. Let's take another little check-in. Notice your body, your breath, and your state of mind. And all of the work be done to your body. Simply rest. Begin to deepen your breath. Take any sort of movement. Maybe roll the head, wiggle the fingers, the toes. Feels good to take a little stretch. You can reach the arms. Just take a little time for yourself here. Whenever you're ready, you can bend the knees and roll to one side. And then from your side, take whatever time you need to return to center where you sit. You can sit any way you like. Let's just pause for a second. Hands right at heart center. Thank your body for everything that it's able to do. And thank yourself for showing up. Namaste. Namaste.